Welcome to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS, presented by Fisherman's Marine and Outdoor.
Hello, everyone. I'm Owen Hayes. You're watching Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS, presented to you by Fisherman's Marine and Outdoor, who has been extremely busy the last 4 or 5 days over there at the Pacific Northwest Sportsman Show, which today is the last day. So we do have a quick video we're going to show in just a little bit about how you can still take advantage of those deals from the show if you missed getting there because of the weather or whatever else may have kept you from it. So we're going to line you up on that a little bit later on in the show, so make sure you stick around and just make sure that we get the right info out there for you. So pay attention here in a little bit. As always, though, this upcoming segment, we're going to have some reports for you, but we'd love to hear from you as well. If you have questions, comments, or reports, it's the North American Metals Hotline, and it's easy, 503-548-6777. Now, the last couple of days that I've been at the show, which was Wednesday and yesterday, lots of folks say, oh, we call all the time, but we can't get through. This is the time to call. Okay. As soon as we start the show, jump in if you have questions, comments, or reports like always. We'd love to hear from you. We have some time set up for you, so make sure you call us up. We'd love to help any way that we can. Now, along with that, and it's been quite a while, I've got Ed and Marie Keene here in the studio. Ed is the president of Ocean, and Marie is the executive manager of Ocean as well. They put on a fantastic saltwater sportsman show, but now it's called the Saltwater Sport Fishing Show, and that's actually happening next weekend, this upcoming weekend. Okay, you got about a week away. So for a lot of you, again, that may have missed one of the shows that have been going on everywhere here in the Northwest, this is a great opportunity to get in there. Yes, it is a saltwater show, but it's also a freshwater show. It's also a sport fishing show for everyone, for all fisheries, and there's a ton of great information there, and it's a lot smaller than, say, the bigger shows that are out there, like the Portland show or the Puyallup show. So much more intimate. You're able to talk to some of the professionals there face to face, whereas at the bigger shows, you might not be able to do that. But it is excellent show. It's been going on for several years now, and we're just going to give you a quick rundown on what that show is going to be all about and maybe incite you to head that way this upcoming weekend, because it is very, very popular show. Parking is very inexpensive, and getting in there is also inexpensive. So it's one of those shows that you just need to keep on your radar if you haven't been there yet. Also, we've got a tech tip for you. Now, the Chevy Silverado Tech Tip of the Week, yesterday, I had said, hey, somebody give me an idea for a tech tip for this morning. Well, it worked out pretty good, because walking around the show yesterday, I got this question twice, and both of them had said that they had seen it in the morning and be a good tech tip. It was about leader fluorocarbon. We talk about it all the time here on the show. I'm using this and this and this for if it's steelhead or Chinook or even trout fishing. The question was, what's the difference and which ones should I be using? And it was a good question, and I thought it would be a perfect tech tip for this morning. So we're going to talk about all the different versions of P-line fluorocarbon. There's countless other manufacturers that are out there, but we're going to talk about P-line, of course, since they're our sponsor here at Outdoor GPS, and talk about the difference between that fluorocarbon and monofilament, and why you might want to use fluoro as opposed to mono in certain situations. By no means all situations, but I'll admit I use fluoro in pretty much every situation these days. But we'll have that in that Chevy Silverado Tech Tip of the Week later on in the show. Also, we've got a bunch of photos to show you and a video. We're going to show you exactly how to do that, like we do every Saturday and Sunday morning. We're going to start out with some groceries, and this is perfect with Ed and Marie both in here. They love to spend time on the saltwater. And here's one from Damon back before lunch. Looks like a whole bunch of lingcod, and that fishery has been very good. As long as you've been able to get out there the last handful of weeks, it's been pretty darn good fishing all the way up and down the coast. It all depends on conditions, if you can get out or not. And you can see with those photos, they had some success. And here's a nice steelhead photo. I love these photos. When you look up at the clouds like that, that's just beautiful. Catch and release must be a wild. And it looks like Chris sent that in. Nice fish. This is going to be, for all of us steelheaders, it's going to be an interesting week. Here's another salty one. Tuna, albacore. Jeff sent this in. This is from Depot Bay area. Nice fish, too. I don't know if it's a 30-pounder, but it's definitely not a peanut. And there's going to be a lot of talk about tuna at that saltwater sport fishing show this upcoming weekend. I believe Charles Lose, and we'll find out from Ed and Marie. I believe Charles Lose is doing a seminar specifically on finding tuna. So that'll be something for those that might be new, and even those that have been doing it for a long time. Get a little bit of extra advice. But this is Harper's first catch. It looks like Merwin, kokanee, and yeah. What a beautiful day up there, too. And they're all delicious. It literally just made my stomach growl. Look at that. Oh. Now, this guy, Matt Prince from Tillamook. Look at that. Those are all mergansers, everyone. Thank you, Matt. Thank you for all of you that go out and do those shoots where you're just hunting those birds. Each one of those birds, you're saving 500-600 salmon smolts a piece. Think about that. That is a lot of salmon steelhead smolts that are able to survive because those things were removed from the system. Mergansers and cormorants are at the top of the list for keeping salmon and steelhead populations down because they're unchecked. So, Matt, thank you for that. That's sacrificing a real limit of ducks so that you can help this fish out. I love that. I want to get him on here. You can tell that I love the fact that he did that. We should have separate limits for that, but I'm not going to get sidetracked. Ron Huffman from the Quinault. Oh, look at that steelhead. That is just a toad. Yeah, that's a bucket list place. I've never been there. I got to get up there one of these days to go fish the Quinault. One of these days, because you can find fish like that. It's just because they do their systems correctly. Maybe we can all learn something from the tribes on some of these rivers all around our states. Why would you want to do something with common sense? Anyway, you asked for a scenic. Look at this. Bass Sasquatch Bob. What kind of boat is that? Oh, it's an airboat. Look at that. Okay. Okay. I've got 3 boats in my driveway right now. I might have to talk about a 4th one. Eva, sorry. Look at that. Right out of the river. All right, I'm sorry. I don't know how much damage can you do with one of those boats, everyone? You could deer hunt. You could fish out of that. You could use that for bird hunting. I know that's something from the South, but wow. I'm sorry. I've never been on one or seen that kind of view before. Bass Sasquatch Bob, thank you. That was really cool. It's easy to do. It's the Fox 12 app. Download it. It's free. It'll show you exactly how to upload those photos and videos, and we will show them every Saturday and Sunday morning. And even for those folks that I met this week, they're like, hey, I sent those photos in like 3 months ago. Most likely we ran it, but it does sometimes take 2 or 3 weeks for photos that you send in to show up, just because we show them in order as we receive them. We get a lot of them, and we'd like to see more. And video, just like that one you saw of an airboat. That was a perspective that I have not seen before. All right, we've got a couple of phone calls that are hanging. I got Phil from Canby hanging on. I've got Bruce from Woodland. If you want to jump in, it's a North American Metals hotline. We're going to cut to a break. When we come back, we're going to take those calls. We'll find out what the weather is going to do this week. And for everyone that are watching rivers very, very closely, we're going to talk a little bit about that as well, on how much they might actually bounce this week. We'll be back with that in just a minute.